Japanese manufacturers is set to launch in the US next year. The bike made its US debut at the Detroit Auto Show. Take a look.
The wait is finally over. Kawasaki has officially announced that its $6,789 flying scooter is ready to hit the market, and excitement is spreading fast. After years of rumors, prototypes, and testing, this groundbreaking scooter is now becoming a reality for everyday riders. Designed for both fun and function, the Kawasaki flying scooter promises a new way to travel, soaring above traffic and giving people a thrilling new experience.
Traffic congestion may be a thing of the past for members of Dubai's police force. The Emirate has received its second shipment of flying motorbikes purchased from a Russian company for use by local law enforcement.
With a price that many find surprisingly affordable for such cutting-edge technology, it's clear that Kawasaki is aiming to change the future of personal transportation. Stay tuned, because this incredible machine might just be the start of a brand new era in travel. The recent unveiling. Kawasaki has confirmed a mini-launch of their latest flying scooter, capturing the attention of tech enthusiasts around the world. According to reports, the latest innovation was unleashed at Expo 2025 Osaka.
The opening ceremony of the World Expo 2025 was held in the Japanese city of Osaka on Saturday. Japan hopes to bring unity and portray a future society through the ideas of life, world, and the future.
As part of the Kawasaki Heavy Industries pavilion-themed Mobile Instincts. The futuristic scooter, which is reportedly ready to finally hit the market, is powered by cutting-edge technology and promises a whole new level of personal transportation. It is believed that this bold innovation signals Kawasaki's commitment to pushing the boundaries of mobility, most especially as it has to do with durability and affordability of automobiles. Now, with this latest innovation, the big question is, what exactly does this flying scooter bring to the table? And could it truly redefine the future of the entire automotive industry? Before we delve into details of this latest innovation, let's briefly discuss Kawasaki's reputation in the automotive world and how they have evolved. Stay tuned. This may just be the beginning of what's yet to be revealed. Kawasaki was a name that stirred excitement in the hearts of thrill-seekers, motorcycle fans, and engineering lovers around the world. For over a century, this Japanese powerhouse had been crafting a strong legacy, building iconic machines that ruled both the roads and the skies. But as reports have it, Kawasaki's story was never just about speed and power. It was about innovation, resilience, and a fearless drive to push beyond the possible. Kawasaki's journey reportedly began humbly as a shipyard manufacturer in 1896. In 1954, they shifted gears and entered the motorcycle world, changing personal transport forever. It was believed that the launch of the legendary Ninja H2 in the 1970s proved their unmatched engineering skills, breaking speed records and leaving competitors far behind. However, their ambitions didn't stop with two wheels. Kawasaki also made waves in aviation, creating the famous jet ski personal watercraft and the versatile H2 helicopter.
The H2 Sea Sprite was developed in response to a 1956 U.S. Navy requirement for a speedy all-weather helicopter that could perform rescue duties and fly liaison missions,
which further strengthened their reputation as pioneers across industries. According to reports, Kawasaki's legacy isn't just rooted in past victories. The company has continued to lead by embracing the future, particularly with the power of technology and artificial intelligence. The Kawasaki Ninja H2R, a hypercharged beast with 310 horsepower and cutting-edge aerodynamics, is seen as more than just a motorcycle. It is believed to be a symbol of a new era. Reports have it that Kawasaki envisions a future where motorcycles automatically adjust suspension and traction control in real time, perfectly responding to every twist and bump on the road. It was believed that riders could soon wear intelligent helmets with augmented reality displays that would boost both safety and awareness. AI companions might even study a rider's habits, offering coaching tips to improve skills and performance. Beyond motorcycles, it was reported that Kawasaki was weaving AI deeply into their operations. Robots were said to be streamlining production lines, enhancing precision and speed. Predictive maintenance algorithms were reportedly helping machines last longer and perform better, while Kawasaki's exploration of hydrogen fuel cell technology.
Introducing the all-new Kawasaki Corio, a four-legged robot powered by hydrogen,
Hinted at a cleaner, greener future. In the end, it was believed that Kawasaki's story was not just about honoring the past or celebrating the present. It was about chasing bold, thrilling possibilities that lie ahead. With AI lighting the path forward, reports suggest that Kawasaki is ready to create a future as powerful and unforgettable as the legacy they have spent decades building. To have a glimpse of what the future holds for the automotive industry, let's take a look at Kawasaki's latest debut that promises to change the dynamics of mobility forever. Brace up for the most shocking revelation that is about to unfold. Corio, Kawasaki's latest debut and features. In a bold showcase of futuristic design and green innovation, Kawasaki, the renowned Japanese engineering giant, revealed Corio as a revolutionary four-legged flying scooter robot with hooves at the 2025 International Robot Exhibition in Tokyo. Priced initially at $6,789, Corio was reported to have sparked widespread excitement across the tech and industrial sectors. Kawasaki Executive Officer Takashi Tori stated that Corio is a completely new means of transportation that combines the company's motorcycle and robotics technologies. He explained that it is something that only a comprehensive, heavy industry manufacturer could propose, and emphasized that bringing it to life through active internal discussions has been meaningful. It was believed that Corio, otherwise known as Cooperative Robot with Legs for Off-Road Environments, marked Kawasaki's bold entry into the world of biomimetic robotics. Sources explained that the robot could walk, carry a rider, and even climb. This is believed to embody the growing trend of using nature-inspired designs to tackle real-world engineering challenges. Observers noted that Corio resembled a mechanical horse, which is believed to be a deliberate move by Kawasaki's engineers. Unlike traditional legged robots that used wheels or flat footpads, Corio featured four articulated legs ending in hoof-like structures, which enables it to navigate rocky paths, slopes, and stairs with surprising ease. Each leg was powered by a sophisticated system of actuators, sensors, and smart software that resembles the movement of quadrupeds, such as horses and goats. Demonstrations at the International Robot Exhibition reportedly showcased Corio climbing steep gradients, crossing rugged surfaces, and even carrying a human operator.
Each of Corio's four legs has rubber hooves at the bottom to absorb impacts and prevent slipping, taking inspiration from natural mountaineers like these homies.
A first for Kawasaki's robotics division. It was revealed that Corio operated in three distinct modes. It could walk autonomously or under remote control while adjusting its gait with AI-driven obstacle detection. It could carry a human rider using handlebars and joystick controls in its experimental riding mode. And it could climb slopes and steps with the help of advanced joint flexibility and terrain-sensing algorithms, making it suitable for rescue operations and military use. Sources stated that Kawasaki's decision to fit Corio with hooves rather than wheels stemmed from their research into terrain adaptability. It was widely believed that hooves offered better grip and dynamic response on uneven ground, where wheels often failed. This approach was seen to reflect a broader shift in robotics toward biomimicry, with engineers around the world taking cues from nature to build more versatile machines. Reports confirmed that Kawasaki had collaborated with experts in biomechanics, AI, and materials science to develop Corio. The flying scooter was equipped with advanced actuators, inertial sensors in its hooves for terrain feedback, LiDAR and vision systems for mapping obstacles, and AI-powered navigation for semi-autonomous operation. It also reportedly included a modular battery system designed to deliver several hours of continuous use depending on terrain and activity mode. According to insiders, Corio was more than just a demonstration of cutting-edge technology, but a representation of Kawasaki's growing ambition to blend robotics, AI, and biomimicry into machines capable of conquering environments that conventional vehicles simply couldn't. With Corio pushing the boundaries of mobility and machine intelligence, it raises a compelling question. Does it have any future applications? And could innovations like these reshape the future of the entire automotive industry? Hold on, because the best part is coming up. Corio's future applications and impact. According to reports, the Corio is currently positioned as a concept vehicle rather than a product ready for commercial release. It was believed that Kawasaki viewed Corio as part of a long-term vision, with potential market availability not expected until around 2050. This extended timeline reportedly indicated that significant technical challenges still needed to be addressed. Sources suggested that the current version of Corio appeared to be a functional prototype or concept model, capable of demonstrating basic movements and features, but likely still limited in real-world capabilities compared to the final product Kawasaki envisioned. Reports have it that critical systems, which includes the hydrogen power plant, the quadrupedal mobility system, and the body movement controls, remained in early stages of development. Reports emphasized that substantial engineering and technological progress would be necessary before Corio could ever transition into a viable commercial offering. It was reported that the Corio existed within an evolving and competitive environment. Sources suggested that traditional vehicle manufacturers, which includes Kawasaki itself, Honda, and other motorcycle or ATV producers, might view technologies like the Corio as both a potential opportunity and a disruptive threat to their conventional product lines. Reports indicated that robotics specialists, such as Boston Dynamics, known for focusing primarily on industrial and commercial quadruped robots, could eventually pivot toward human-carrying designs if the market showed enough promise. Meanwhile, it was believed that emerging mobility startups specializing in unconventional transportation solutions might accelerate development in this space, which may potentially launch competing designs well before Kawasaki's 2050 target. According to insiders, the complexity of such systems might also drive cross-industry collaborations between vehicle manufacturers, robotics companies, and AI specialists in order to share development costs and expertise. Regarding its technological implications, sources stated that Corio's use of hydrogen power represented an intriguing case study in applying fuel cell technology to robotics.
Getting you this special report now. As the threat of fossil fuel burnout looms large across the globe, researchers are now turning to the development of hydrogen and fuel cell power technology.
Reports highlighted that hydrogen fuel cells offered superior energy density compared to traditional batteries, potentially allowing longer operational periods between refueling. It was widely noted that hydrogen systems could be refueled much faster than battery-based systems, providing a practical advantage similar to conventional engines. Environmental experts pointed out that hydrogen power aligned with the growing global emphasis on reducing carbon emissions, although they warned that the overall environmental benefit would depend heavily on how the hydrogen itself was produced. However, challenges remained. Insiders emphasized that integrating hydrogen systems into compact mobile robotic platforms would require solving serious engineering issues around high-pressure storage, safety protocols, and efficient energy conversion. In the immediate future, sources suggested that the Corio would likely remain primarily a technology demonstration and research platform. It was expected that Kawasaki would continue refining the concept through multiple design iterations, addressing technical hurdles and exploring various use cases. Reports indicated that the Corio already served as a powerful showcase of Kawasaki's innovative capabilities, regardless of its eventual commercial success. Public exhibitions, such as the upcoming Osaka Kansai Expo 2025, were said to offer important opportunities for Kawasaki to gauge public interest and gather feedback to inform future development. Even if the complete Corio concept faced commercial challenges, experts believe that individual component technologies developed for the project could eventually find their way into other Kawasaki products. Although still in prototype form, it was reported that Corio was already generating significant interest from sectors such as disaster response, agriculture, construction, and even entertainment. According to company sources, Kawasaki envisioned a future where Corio-like robots would assist humans in dangerous or hard-to-reach environments, deliver supplies, or act as mobile transporters in settings like theme parks and rural areas. While no official commercial release date had been announced, insiders confirmed that Kawasaki planned to launch limited pilot programs by the end of 2025. Analysts suggested that with continued development, Corio had the potential to redefine expectations around robotic mobility in real-world applications. The truth about JFK's assassination has been hidden for years, but now, after decades of waiting, the final secret files have been released. Many hoped for a shocking revelation, proof of a second shooter, a hidden mastermind, or a grand conspiracy. Instead, what the files contain is way worse than you thought. While they confirm that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, there's more to the story than meets the eye. What really happened, and why does it still haunt America? Join us as we reveal the actual truth behind the JFK assassination, the JFK files. For years, people have been waiting for the release of the final JFK assassination files. On March 18, 2025, those documents finally surfaced after Trump gave an order for its release. Mind you, this was part of his campaign promises, and while they didn't reveal shocking new details, they did provide more information on Lee Harvey Oswald's past. One of the biggest questions has always been whether Oswald had ties to the Soviet Union's KGB. Many believed he might have been working for them, but a newly released document puts that idea to rest. The document, dated November 20th, 1991, shows that a KGB agent named Slava Nikov went through 5 detailed files on Oswald. He wanted to see if Oswald had ever been part of the agency. Nikov later shared his findings with an American professor named E. Smith. His conclusion? Oswald was never a KGB agent. In fact, Soviet intelligence didn't even think he was useful. What else did the JFK files reveal? Keep watching to find out. It was also revealed that while the Soviet intelligence didn't think he was useful, they still watched him closely while he was in the USSR, but they decided he wasn't someone they could easily control. At one point, they even observed him practicing shooting. They thought he wasn't a great marksman. That's not all. According to the Warren Commission, Oswald acted alone when he assassinated President John F. Kennedy on November 22, 1963. But how did the assassination go down? At around 12:30 p.m. On that fateful day, Oswald took his position inside the Texas School Book Depository in Dallas. As Kennedy's motorcade passed below, Oswald fired 3 shots. The third shot was the one that struck Kennedy in the head, killing him. The second shot, though, did massive damage too. It went through Kennedy's back, exited through his neck, and continued traveling. It then hit Texas Governor John Connally, who was sitting in front of the president. Connally later described the moment, saying it felt like someone had punched him with a closed fist. The bullet tore through his armpit, moved through his chest, injured his wrist, and finally stopped in his thigh. One of the Secret Service agents present that day was Clint Hill. He had been assigned to First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy since 1960. When the first shot rang out, Hill immediately leaped into action. He ran toward the president's car, climbing onto the back of it in an attempt to protect the Kennedys, but he was just inches away when Oswald's final bullet struck the president in the head. Jackie Kennedy was in shock. She refused to let go of her husband, holding his head in her lap. Hill saw the extent of Kennedy's injuries and knew there was little hope. In his memoir, he recalled the First Lady's heartbreaking words. "Jack, Jack, what have they done to you?" For years after the assassination, Secret Service agent Clint Hill carried deep guilt. He felt responsible for not saving President Kennedy. The weight of that guilt was overwhelming. Hill began drinking heavily, pulled away from his family, and even thought about ending his own life. He once mentioned that tried to do the best job he could, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Apparently, President Kennedy had struggled with severe back pain for most of his life. He had multiple surgeries to try to relieve it. To manage the pain, he wore a special back brace. It was similar to a corset and wrapped tightly around his hips and back. Over that, he had a thick fabric bandage to hold everything in place. The brace gave him support, but also made it hard for him to move naturally. It kept his body upright, even when he might have instinctively slumped forward. This may have played a role in his death. When Oswald's first bullet struck him, Kennedy didn't collapse. Instead, the brace kept him sitting up. This left him fully exposed when the fatal shot hit him in the head. But moving on from the assassination, what other information did the JFK files reveal? Keep watching, because what comes next will shock you. More reveals from the JFK files. The newly released JFK files did not reveal any shocking new details about the assassination itself, but they did give more insight into the CIA's operations during the Cold War. One of the biggest revelations was about Operation Mongoose, a secret mission designed to weaken Cuba's communist government. The operation took place after Fidel Castro came to power in 1959. The U.S. government wanted to remove him, and the documents show how far they were willing to go. Another document revealed that the CIA had secretly placed 1,500 agents in different countries. These agents pretended to be working for the U.S. State Department. In the U.S. Embassy in Paris alone, there were 128 undercover CIA agents. A close advisor to Kennedy, Arthur Schlesinger Jr., warned that this could be dangerous. He believed it would hurt the State Department's ability to manage foreign relations. The files also expanded on what was already known about the U.S. intelligence agency's involvement in overthrowing foreign governments. One memo showed that in 1963, the CIA director's office was in direct contact with operatives in Cuba. These operatives were trying to remove Fidel Castro from power. The U.S. had been working on different ways to get rid of Castro since he took over the Cuban government in 1959. Another document talked about a CIA mission called E4DEED. This was a secret operation aimed at removing the Dominican Republic's president, Rafael Trujillo. One part of the mission was called Emsley W, which was specifically about getting rid of Trujillo through violent means. The document listed the names of CIA officers and other people involved in the plot. Trujillo was assassinated in May 1961. At the time, the U.S. had already cut diplomatic ties with the Dominican Republic. The assassination happened when Trujillo was driving on a highway with his chauffeur. He was on his way to meet his mistress. The CIA noted that Trujillo often left behind his security team when going on these secret trips. The details in the documents don't confirm whether the U.S. directly carried out the assassination, but they do show that the CIA was involved in efforts to remove him. As for the JFK files themselves, most of them had already been made public. According to the National Archives, before the latest release, 99% of the 320,000 documents reviewed under the 1992 JFK Records Act had already been published. During Donald Trump's first term, he promised to release all the remaining files. However, he only released about 2,800 documents. The CIA and FBI asked for thousands of other pages to be kept secret for more review. When Joe Biden became president, his administration released about 17,000 more documents. Even after that, there were still fewer than 4,700 files that had been held back, some in full, others only partially. Then, just last month, the FBI discovered 2,400 more documents that had been withheld. It must also be noted that the newly released JFK files do not support any of the conspiracy theories surrounding his assassination. Over the years, many people have suggested different ideas about what really happened. Some believe there was more than one shooter. Others think foreign enemies were involved. Some even claim that Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson had a role in it because he wanted to become president. Another theory says the mafia ordered the hit. The documents show that intelligence agencies looked into these theories, but in the end, none of them had any real evidence behind them. Given how brutal the assassination of John F. Kennedy was, how exactly was the aftermath, and how did it affect the U.S. as a country? Let's find out. Aftermath of the JFK assassination years later. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy on November 22, 1963, profoundly impacted the United States, leading to significant political, social, and cultural changes in the years that followed. In the immediate aftermath, Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson was swiftly sworn in as president aboard Air Force One, ensuring continuity of government during a period of national crisis. This tragic event highlighted uncertainties in presidential succession procedures, prompting Congress to propose the 25th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Ratified in 1967, this amendment clarified the process for filling a vice presidential vacancy and addressed presidential disability, ensuring a clear line of succession. Johnson leveraged the national grief and his political acumen to push forward a series of progressive reforms known as the Great Society. These initiatives aimed to eliminate poverty and racial injustice, leading to landmark legislation such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. The momentum generated by the collective mourning and desire for change enabled Johnson to secure a landslide victory in the 1964 election, granting him the mandate to implement these transformative policies. Culturally, Kennedy's assassination marked the end of the perceived innocence of the 1950s, ushering in an era of skepticism and questioning of authority. The sudden and public nature of his death, coupled with the subsequent murder of the alleged assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald, led to the rise of several conspiracy theories. Over the years, people have come up with all kinds of theories about what really happened to JFK. A lot of this comes from a deep mistrust of the official story. Some believe there was more to it than just Lee Harvey Oswald acting alone. Others think powerful groups or even foreign enemies were involved. No matter what, the assassination left a lasting mark on the country. One big change after JFK's death was how people consumed news. Television became the main way Americans experienced major events. The live coverage of Kennedy's shooting, Oswald's killing, and the funeral brought the whole nation together in shock and grief. It set the stage for real-time news reporting as we know it today. Kennedy's death also had a ripple effect on U.S. foreign policy. His assassination happened right in the middle of the Cold War, so the government had to rethink its approach to Vietnam and its fight against communism. Other countries also took note that both U.S. allies and enemies had to reassess their stance toward America after such a huge and unexpected shift in leadership. One of the most immediate changes came in presidential security. The Secret Service realized they had to do better. Kennedy's assassination exposed serious flaws in how presidents were protected. After that, security became much tighter, leading to the strict measures we see today. It's hard to imagine now, but before JFK's death, presidents could ride around in open cars with little protection. That all changed after Dallas. The assassination also became one of the most talked about events in history. It inspired books, movies, and documentaries, all trying to make sense of what happened. Even decades later, people are still fascinated by the story. It's one of those events that refuses to fade from memory because it changed so much about the country. Kennedy had been pushing for civil rights before he died, and his assassination helped speed up change. His successor, Lyndon B. Johnson, made sure major civil rights laws were passed, shaping the fight for equality in ways that still impact America today. Gun control also became a big discussion after the assassination. People questioned how Oswald got his rifle so easily, and that led to debates about firearm laws. Some new restrictions were put in place, but the gun control debate is still ongoing. In a way, the conversations that started after JFK's death are still happening today. What are your thoughts on the JFK files reveal? Do you think the reveal was necessary? An unexpected crime. What do you think about Kawasaki's latest release, and do you think it has the capacity to change the narrative in the automotive industry? Do share your thoughts with us in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click on the following video showing